Hey everyone, and welcome back to Collective Voyage Innistrad Session 3. So if you haven't seen Session 1 or 2, this is a continuation of the storyline. Please go back to number 1 and check that one out, or else you're going to be very confused. But yes, Collective Voyage, this is our Dungeons & Dragons show. Dungeons & Dragons is a collective storytelling game made by Wizards of the Coast. It is not Magic the Gathering. However, we're going to be using Dungeons & Dragons to explore the settings, the worlds of Magic the Gathering. And this time, we're going to be checking out the setting of Innistrad. So we're going to be exploring the world by going directly ground level with a party of characters who are living and breathing in Innistrad. And I hope you guys will enjoy, because there is going to be a battle right now. Last session, we had our heroes traverse the wilds of Stenzia, the mountainous, most isolated place in Innistrad, the place where the Church of Avacyn's power and influence is the weakest. It is a place of vampires, a place of fiends, just not a nice place to be around, essentially. And they finally reached their destination, Shadowgrange, one of the most isolated and out-of-the-way villages in Stenzia, looking for signs of Katarina and the holy relic that she was looking or researching, called only the Tuning Fork. They went and checked the alchemist shop and found that there was a hidden passage underneath where they found a alchemy lab, but a very different alchemy lab than the ones they saw on the top level. This one has stitchers and all sort of nasty things going on, brewing on. And as they were exploring, the shrubbery and the vines that were covering the roots of the dying hawthorn tree sprung to life, and these humanoid creatures suddenly seemed like they're about to attack them. And that's where we left off. And yeah, now they're attacking them. So let's start it off. It is going to be initiative, everyone.
All right, time to press this initiative button.
That's 1.
Uh-oh.
Wait.
Schedios.
Oh yeah, there's more than 1, by the way. 2.
There's 5 on the screen.
Oh, wait,
that you see.
Oh, I didn't scroll to the right. There's a big
and they're surrounding
There's a big
this
boy.
guy.
Yeah.
3, 4. So, just for reference, by the way, Richard said before we started, oh, this doesn't look so bad. We're just going to one-shot everything anyway. And that might be true, but you can't one-shot all of these at once. What, are they all getting 17s? What is going on? All right.
Great, they're all going to move first. Not excited.
Spells I have.
Descending.
Oh, yes.
There we go. Well, they actually do not go first, because it is Tristan who got a 22. So
My torch had a 15. I had a 22.
Torch is very inspiring. It's like,
all right,
go, friend, go.
So Tristan, you were investigating the roots of the tree, the hawthorn tree. You noticed it was dying, and it was covered in vines and shrubbery, but there was no clear sign of what exactly was harming this tree. But then you see the shrubbery and vines animate into these humanoid beasts, and that might be an indicator. And yes, you are the first to see them start to move, and you are the first to react. What do you do?
All right, so the one that is, let's see. I'll say the one that is on the map, the lower left one. I'm going to turn and attack that one, because I believe that, yes, that one. Because I believe the one that is above me will probably be taken care of by my companions once they realize what's going on.
Sure.
As they are closer to it than Jareth is to this one. So I turn and pull out my rapier immediately and attempt to stab a tiny little root demon thing.
Yep. It looks like it's vaguely humanoid. It is, it looks like it's made out of shrubs and plant-like material.
Root Dan seems
So I'm going to take
Maybe
a stab at it.
Groot. Maybe it looks kind of like baby Groot.
Whoa, copyright. Whoa.
Groot.
Wait, maybe it looks like a
Oh, hello there.
Hello,
undecipherable. Ooh, hello. That's a that's a crit.
Wait, what happened?
Yeah.
So
I'm
roll
not-
that damage. That definitely hits.
Double
Nice.
rolls are right?
Huh.
Or is it just double the roll? I cannot remember.
It should.
You rolled a
If you
20
click-
for
if you
initiative and
click
a
on
20
the-
for rapier.
If you click on the rapier button from the crit, I think you should just
from
roll
the
the
crit.
damage.
Okay, there it is.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
But that's the...
And as this creature, this shrub creature, just animates and jumps up with it, and it has like little claws and sharp wooden teeth, you just stab it. You stab it right in its face, and its face is just like it displaces. Now it has a giant hole in its head, and it falls down.
It startled me.
Yes!
Ah, what is that?
The power of startling. You got it.
It
All
did.
right.
It is. All right.
So then I turn around to the one that is also next to me to just kind of ready myself then at the end. After that happens, I just stab, turn around like, ha, what are
I
you
think
going to do?
you also have cunning action at this point, so you could use your bonus action if you wish, I think.
That lets me disengage, right?
And then you could use your movement to move
Dash,
away from the other
disengage, or
blade if you
hide.
so choose.
Yeah, I can dash or disengage. So, yeah, I'll disengage and with my bonus and move back a little bit,
Okay.
and then kind of come towards Jareth and be like, "Hey, I don't know if you noticed, but living plant thing."
What?
What? All right.
He was still like flipping through the book.
Yeah. I look up like, have you seen these letters? They don't make sense.
Have you seen these living plants? They don't make sense.
Well, the largest one, the one made out of vines, animates and it moves over, shambles over to... Oh.
To nobody.
Well, I mean, it does shamble.
Oh.
So 1 and 2. It seems to be moving towards Tristan.
Oh boy!
But it's just kind of like creeping over. Huh. It's kind
So
of...
it's just the creepiest thing possible. Gotcha.
It's literally creeping.
Yeah.
Thus it's
And it,
creepy.
Yep, that's all. That's all it does. All right, it's just like crawling, writhing over to Tristan. That's its turn. It is now one of the. It's now the creature besides Siglinda. It moves over to Siglinda and attacks.
Knew it.
You shouldn't see this. And it misses. It tries to claw at your ankles, and it like goes, but it doesn't.
I'm
it
sorry,
doesn't
it goes like
dent
what?
your.
Just making sure I got that.
It's canon sound. I looked it online, and that's the noise it makes.
Okay. All right. I'm in.
It goes for the ankles, but it doesn't seem to do any damage. It can't pierce your ankle armor or your boot. I don't know. Then the next one goes, and it rushes over to Tristan.
Oh.
Oh, I just ran away from your
This
brother.
one is a little bit more agile than the vine one. And yes, it attacks with its claws. Ooh, and it manages. It leaps up and it slashes your thigh, dealing 4 piercing damage.
Ow.
Yes. And now it is Siglinda's turn. What do you do?
Alright.
There's a little twig-like creature hanging around your ankle, clawing at you.
Yeah. Even though I know I'm going to end up with attack of opportunity, I'm going to cast Sacred Flame on the one at my ankle to try to get it off of me.
No, that will work. The only thing that happens if you use a ranged attack in when there's a creature threatening your square, you will have disadvantage. But if you don't roll to hit, then it's fine.
Sweet. Okay,
Yeah.
never mind then.
2.
So you must succeed on
let's
a
see.
dex saving throw or take 1d8, which was 2 radiant damage. DC 13.
Okay. Go. Not so dexterous. How much? 13?
DC
Well.
13.
It succeeds. It just nimbly dodges the holy flame that erupts beside it.
Alright. I don't like that.
What?
And I try to
Probably
stomp
not.
on it, but I can't.
Okay.
So as my move action, I
And
try
just
to
like
stomp
it does a little dance as you're trying
The
to
imps are
stomp on
back.
it.
Stupid imps.
All right, it is now Jared's turn.
All right, so I'm going to use my movement to kind of fortify myself between this wall and behind this crate and table.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on the big vine guy
Okay,
for my action.
that's your bonus
So-
action.
Oh, that's my bonus action?
You can
Oh,
still
swag.
attack.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark on the big vine guy. So
Okay.
whenever I attack it, it gets dealt an extra 1d8. And then if somehow it dies within the next hour, I can use the bonus action to transfer the Hunter's Mark to another creature in the vicinity. Fun.
Nice.
Yeah, mechanics. And then I'm going to shoot it with a bow and arrow.
Fair.
Go figure. This is feeling familiar. I'm going to not shoot it well, though.
Well,
It's
I
slow
mean,
and
12 to
crawly.
hit?
It might make it.
It does hit, yes.
Oh, cool. All right. So let's do that longbow damage and then Hunter's Mark damage
Nice.
for,
Ooh.
16 damage for the big vine guy.
All right. And you fire an arrow, and it hits it straight in its massive vines, and it kind of recoils a little bit, and you see like some of the vine tentacle things fall off, but it's still moving at its slow and plodding pace. All right. Next is Valvius, and then I have All right.
All right. Valvius will walk up to Baby Groot here, the one in front. And
Copyright. Small
I
twig
will,
like
I will
keeping
swing
away.
my warhammer against this little twig and see what happens.
All right.
It's okay. There's a good chance Disney will just own Hasbro within the next couple of years anyway.
Yeah.
That hits. Oh wait. That's the other one. That misses.
Wow.
And
It's
just
a very
barely, as
dexterous-
it's dancing, as
root.
Siglinda's trying to step on it, it just incidentally also misses your Warhammer swing as
Oh,
well.
boy.
Valvius underestimates the mobility of the root.
All right, and running into view are 15, 20, boom. Another little twig-like
Aha.
humanoid emerges.
Uh-oh.
And another one also
Aha.
emerges.
Oh, no.
All right.
Well,
and
okay then.
then it's top of the order. Tristan.
Hi.
Oh, gosh.
Tristan screams as he has a tiny plant thing attached to his leg. And I'm going to go ahead and try and...
This is true gothic horror here, folks.
Yeah,
Stab it in the head.
I'm gonna do a little kebab action and try and get it off my leg with a rapier here.
Okay.
Oops, sorry, rolled twice. So it's the first one, 13.
That hits.
All right. And so I do
Oh.
4 piercing on this.
Is
So
that
it's kinda-
enough?
Kebab action.
All right.
Is
And
it like
it's
stuck on his
trying-
sword though?
Yeah. You shish kebab it. It was like trying to grapple your leg and you just stab it through. You run it through, and now it's stuck on your sword.
This is not how we make friends.
All right.
So yeah, I think that. So I take that down, and I look at I look at the big one, and I just kind of point. You. And I use my move action. Do I want to move into? Yeah, I think I have to. Well, I can use my move action next turn, move in, and then attack it. So I think I hold here and don't actually move then.
Okay.
So
then it will move towards you.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
And it will bum.
Probably hit me hard.
Will Tristan get one shot again today?
Oh man.
It's massive tentacle vine like appendages kind of shoot out towards you with unnatural, uncanny speed. And I rolled
My dad again.
No, I rolled a 1.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
And miss horribly.
All right. Well, it tries, and then it just kind of like fumbles, and just it doesn't have a face, but you're pretty sure it looks disappointed.
It reaches for me and accidentally picks up the dead baby plant.
I'm gonna say it's because I'm doing a poor job at tracking all of them. The one that's giving Siglinde and Valvius trouble. It moves to attack, and it still goes for Siglinde. It's gonna try,
I am trying to step on
and
it.
it hits.
No.
And yeah. When you try to step on it, it slashes its little twiggy claw hand at your foot, and manages to pierce the boot and deal you 3 piercing damage.
Oh, darn.
And it continues doing its little dance. And then, that twig's dead. Siglinde, it's your turn.
All right, I am super not okay with getting stabbed by a baby plant, so I'm going to blow it up with my sacred flame.
Okay.
DC
It will try to
13.
Yeah, it will try to dodge.
Is it gonna hit me because I'm standing right there?
No, he has to.
yeah.
It won't. It's one target.
An explosion of holy white fire erupts onto the little twig. It's fully engulfed, and it does a little dance frantically, and then it finally goes motionless, goes on the ground, and kind of rolls and stops. It is down. It is next Jareth.
I'm going to knock a silver arrow. I'll have 3 left unless I can scavenge this one back. And aim directly at center mass and fire another shot at this Hunter's Marked Vine thing. And probably hit.
Yes.
Yeah, that hits.
All right. Regular damage, Hunter's Mark damage +2, right? For the silver?
Yeah.
17 damage in total.
Oh, it's what did I say about silver? I don't think the silver helps in this regard.
Oh, does it just help with... How does...
Should be
Undead.
vampires and werewolves
Yeah.
and undead.
Yeah, it's none of those things.
Jareth no understand too good. But I'll still deal 15 damage.
It is still 15 damage, and that is enough. You pierce it right in its center mass, and it goes limp.
Yeah. And then for my second action, I'm gonna take this torch here, and I'm gonna toss it towards the back of the tree, so I can get a better look at the enemies back that way.
Your second, yeah, you could use that as part of your move.
Instead of moving, I'm just gonna be like, what's over there?
Yeah.
Blech.
As part of your move, or Oh, you can also use your bonus action to move the Hunter's Mark. By the way.
Well, now that I can actually see what's over here, I guess I'll move it to the only one that I can target, which is the one directly above the torch.
Okay. Then it is Valvius's turn.
So the big dude is dead already?
Yeah.
We
2
were
shots.
promised tougher trees.
All right, okay.
I will
Okay,
stomp
no,
over
fine.
this dead one here.
Oh my god.
I rolled
Yeah.
a 1. I should have fudged it. It would have been sweet.
Until one of us
Alright.
died.
This guy up here, I will swing with the backhand
Okay.
my warhammer. Oh dear.
You should not use backhand,
and
apparently.
You feel a back spasm. You know, you're getting a little bit old. So you do it just like in your glory days. You'll follow through, but you've been farming for a while and you didn't do the proper stretches.
There's a
and you
little
gotta
tweak,
go,
and I pause, and I'm like, uh-oh.
and it responds by attacking you. And attack you it does. Whoops. Oh my goodness, you have 18 AC.
I have lots of armor.
It leaps up and it just slashes your torso, but its poor little twiggy hands cannot. It did well. It got right on the mark, and if you didn't have heavy armor on, it probably would have done a good scratch across your chest, but it just can't pierce your armor.
Turns out steel is greater than wood.
Unfortunately, today that is the case. And then the other one, also moves over here. Oh, there we go. Oh, here it is.
Oh.
It also attacks you.
No.
Parents are upset.
It also
Talking trash.
does a good job. It leaps at your back and it gives you a good slash, and you just don't feel it because of the heavy armor. All right, it is now.
Gosh, your
Tristan's
mind
turn.
knows. That's scary.
18 AC is pretty high.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very
All
jealous.
right. No, Valvius, I'm coming for you, buddy. All right, so I move over, and then this has advantage, right? Since I'm within feet of an ally, I believe that's how that worked.
Yeah. Oh no, you don't have advantage. You get sneak
sneak
attack. Yeah.
So I'm within 5 feet, so I'm going to stab at that little guy. All right. So,
Oh yeah.
Aha!
all right. So then that gets the sneak attack damage. So 10 total.
And you stab it, run through, and now you have 2 twig-like creatures stuck on your rapier.
It's getting really heavy. Oh, God.
Yeah, the whole thing's just getting like bogged down.
And then that one's down. That one's down and out. It is now. Whoop, that one said. It's
Yeah, they are.
Siglinda, sir.
All right.
So Siglinda, you see only one up.
So I'm going to move to here so I have a better look at it. And then I'm going to go ahead and throw some Sacred Flame on it.
Okay. Let's see if it can dodge this time. And it manages to dodge. It does a little dance. And just barely runs away from the fire.
Oh,
Oh, and Jareth, roll a d20. No modifiers.
Mm-hmm. Crit
Perfect.
fail.
So remember when you threw the torch?
Totally remember that part.
So it lands, the crit fail is wonderful. It lands directly on some like dead wood and shrubbery.
Oh.
And it just hits the right spot, and just the dead wood immediately catches fire, and you notice that the fire is now spreading up the roots.
Oh, cool.
The
Fire
wood was
guys.
just icing on the cake.
Right. Should have thought about this. I'm going to move and pick up the journal then.
Okay. I
and
mean,
stuff
it's
it
only
into my
been
pack.
6 seconds, so the fire has started.
Oh, okay. Well, I have a vial of acid and
That should put it out.
some alchemist fire,
Oh.
and neither of those should put it out. So instead, I'm gonna yell, fire! Pick up the journal. And then look around to see if there's anything that looks non-flammable in this place. Just like maybe like an old wash basin with some water that he used to clean flasks.
There's that dead body with the drape over it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's probably flammable. Maybe.
Use the
There's
drape.
these like giant cylinder test tubes that have these weird vats of strange liquid. You're not quite sure.
Well, this sounds fun.
And they have
Screw
like
it.
these weird beasts that are suspended inside.
Ew.
So
Wonderful.
that might not be flammable. It's liquid.
Yeah, formaldehyde's not flammable. I'm gonna look to pick
Oil
up the
is.
biggest one and chuck it at the fire. What's the
Okay.
worst that could happen?
It kills us all.
Fireball. We all died.
All right. So it's over here.
All right, cool. So I do snatch the journal and put it into my pack, and then with the rest of my action, move over to this big old vat and try and tip it over towards the fire. That probably makes more sense for this
Okay.
character.
Make a strength check.
All right, gonna rear back and ram into it.
Ooh. Yeah, that works. Strength save 18. Yeah. You manage to just with all your might, you manage to push it over, tip it over, and the weird creature inside, suspended inside, comes tumbling out, and the liquid just goes over onto the fire patch and snuffs it out.
Yeah, snuffs it out.
Yeah.
Great. Hey guys, I solved the problem I created.
Good job.
That's good.
You're all welcome.
All right. That'll be your turn. And now
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
Valvius. What do? You have a little twig-like creature.
I'm gonna switch hands here since I pulled my back on my right hand side. I'm gonna swing with my left hand here.
Okay.
No, in fact, I'm ambidextrous.
That's very-
Canon
Oh, boy.
now.
oh,
Oh boy.
but you're just not used to swinging with your left hand. It's just,
It's been many years since I have swung left-handed.
so it kind of like jumps to the left, jumps to the right, and it manages to evade your attack.
Does
And
the
then it
hokey
goes,
pokey and turns itself around.
does a little twirl. And then it goes and attacks Valvius one last time. Oh, and I rolled a 1. All right, it's just sad. It looks upset.
Can we keep
And,
this one as a mascot?
I know.
Let's see how intelligent
No, it'll just keep
it is.
killing us.
It's dodging out of the way of our blows. It keeps not hitting us.
It decides to risk moving away from you. And it tries to move this way. But when it does, Valvius, you can make an attack of opportunity against it.
Yeah.
Do it. Do it.
And its gamble pays off. Valvius is just continues swinging wildly. And
There's dirt in my eyes. There's dirt in my eyes. I cannot
Whatever you
see.
need to say, old man.
And you notice that it seems to disappear.
Bad news bears, probably.
Maybe we should have had Jared shoot it on the way out because this isn't good.
That was the last one, right?
That we
Yes.
see.
Of course we know.
That we could see.
Well,
I
disappears
did
as
just
in
randomly-
you see a piece of shrubbery now just on the ground.
I did just kind of snuff out that torch, so we can't see a lot of things.
That's true.
Yeah.
Was that
All
my
right.
torch?
Sorry. I made a big fire, and then I had to push this fat of a thing on it.
That was my torch. I had that torch on me.
He grabbed it from you to
So-
throw
About
it.
that.
Yeah, that's what happened.
So the twig-like creature moves into the darkness and then seems to disappear.
I guess we're out of combat now?
I guess so.
I don't want to be. So if we're out of combat, I am
You
going
don't have to be. You could
continue being in combat. I'm going to step up here, and I'm going to cast Sacred Flame on where we saw it disappear, or I thought it disappeared.
Well, you see a shrub just on the ground.
Yeah, I'm gonna Sacred Flame the shrub.
Okay.
Probably can't DC save out of this if it's just a shrub now.
Yeah, and the shrub screams out in pain, like, and it kind of does a little dance and goes limp. And you notice
I killed it,
the
guys.
shrub was indeed the twig-like humanoid.
How come a torch caused the fire, but we've had like giant fireballs coming from Siggy?
It's divine fire.
It's
what is it?
divine.
It's divine fire, not actual fire.
It's divine.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, religious and such.
It makes sense. And yes, it is. It is also defeated.
All right.
All right.
Now we can be out of combat.
Combat's over. Good job.
Cool. Can I loot the bodies, as they say, and look
Sure.
for any sort of healing herbs or munchies?
Okay. You check out the humanoid creatures made out of twigs and vines, and you notice they don't have any pockets.
Good
or
point. Good point.
anything to carry loot.
I hear where you're coming from.
If you want to like break them open, and then check that out.
I will politely decline, and but I will look to pull a torch out of my own pack and light it off of Siggy's.
Okay.
Mine is not a torch. Mine is a light cast on my holy symbol.
I will pull a torch
There's no fire.
out of my pack and light it myself.
Sorry.
I do not know how to create one.
Bam.
Thank you.
There you go.
And then I'm going to hand it to Tristan and be like, sorry, I created a large fire with your torch.
Ah.
And then put it out with this, whatever this thing over here is.
Ew, it's so squishy and nasty.
It's got like 3 extra arms. I don't understand.
I go over
Actually,
and poke the creature.
as
Is it
you're
alive?
looking at it,
Don't touch it!
you notice that this creature, it appears to be a dog, and it seems to be breathing steadily.
Oh.
The thing that was in the vat. You didn't really look at it much as you were panicking to get out the fire.
So it's a dog and it's alive right now? It's breathing?
It seems to be alive. It's not moving.
I go over and inspect the dog and see, try and give it a rations out of my pack, I guess.
And I'd like to make a medicine
guy.
check to see what's going on. I rolled a nat 1.
You don't know it.
Okay.
I don't know.
The cursory glance
That's a
looks
dog.
like it. At first, it looked like it was dead, but it is breathing, so it seems to be unconscious or sleeping or something. Yeah.
Does it look like a dog, or does it have like bonus legs and no fur and creepy
No, it
stuff?
looks. Make a nature check. It is definitely. It looks like an ordinary dog.
Looks like a dog.
Okay. Definitely a dog. Okay, we can't just let this poor creature die down here.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. I'm gonna grab the man, do I have anything? Let me think. I want
I'll
to
agree
wipe
that
off this dog. I feel bad.
The alchemist who lived here was just trying to like revive his dog, right? He wasn't going to do weird stuff and like
Right.
put this dog
Definitely.
as part of that
You can
body
use-
under the sheet or anything.
No.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like he was trying to make sure his dog stayed alive for a long time, right? That's what he's doing.
Are you telling me this is an undead dog?
You can also use the cloth from over the graft or
Well,
whatever
I'm gonna
to clean off
walk
the
over
dog.
this other.
Yeah, I was
vat
thinking the
and
same
look
thing.
inside.
I was gonna use my bedroll, but your idea makes better sense, I think.
I mean, try not to ruin your bedroll on dog goo.
So I'm gonna unveil whatever is under this thing real quick.
Awesome.
Ah!
All right. Did anybody? Sorry, I was nature 10, 8. Well, Jareth is actually familiar with what this dog is, and Siglina knows that it is a dog. Just the breed evades her, eludes her. evades her. I need a second coffee.
Elude.
I'll show you what it looks like.
Yeah.
Right.
We get a friend. We can have a puppy, guys.
All right, it looks like a bloodhound. Jareth
right,
recognizes
cool.
it as a bloodhound. I just been failing.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, I grab the sheet off of whatever the heck this is. Also, whatever the heck is this thing under this sheet over here.
Oh, you inspected it earlier. It is a stitched abomination.
Cool, great. I'm gonna
I'll
go
show
back
you.
over to the dog then.
I'll show you a picture of it right as soon as I get this stupid thing.
The pictures to work. And then Siggy and I help wipe down the dog.
Yes.
And is it like we're?
Oh, it's so cute.
Oh.
And you recognize it as a bloodhound, and it was in this weird test tube of bubbly water, bubbly liquid. And the other test tubes are still standing. You notice they also have these weird creatures inside, with this bubbly liquid. But yes, it is a bloodhound.
Look at them. What are the other creatures?
Oh, they look like these like weird fetuses.
Great.
They're smaller.
I'm going to tip my hat over, because it's a tri-corner hat, and put some water in it for the dog to lick up.
All right, so you managed to rouse it. It looks a little bit startled, but it's also very sluggish. It seems fearful, but it also doesn't have the strength to, run away from you. So after a while, it does start to drink some of the water. It seems very thirsty. And yeah, the creature underneath the draped body is that scab that I showed you. But yes. So yeah.
Hey Tristan, you want to burn that thing?
Yeah. I don't know that we should do it here, but yeah.
That's right, I have tried to set fire to this place once already.
Yeah, I don't really know that we should set fire in this basement, lab thing with this giant tree going through this house. I feel like that might set fire to, the whole town.
So they all have trees in the middle of they all have trees in the middle of their houses, and their houses are all made out of wood.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So yes, you slowly rouse the bloodhound. It doesn't seem like it has the strength to really move much. It looks very sluggish. It is drinking the water though.
I just kind of scoop, and I'm holding the dog now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm up for leaving.
In the previous session, I also Jareth looked at the table over here. And he found a lot of these notes on alchemy and stitching. And it seems like you found Geralf's journal when you were looking. There were like his penmanship and journal entries. And then in the middle of it was also a mysterious letter, too. So those are the things we found before the creatures attacked you.
Yes.
I'm going to gather all of this potential evidence. Take it up with us. I would like to look at the tree a little to see if there are more of these things, or if it looks like it might heal now that we've destroyed the evil demon things.
Okay, make an investigation check.
10.
Okay. Glancing over it, you notice on the roots where the shrubs and vines emerge, there are these puncture marks inside the roots. And it seems like some of the sap inside was leaking out.
Okay, do I know if it will be able to heal from here?
Nature check.
I hope I can. I really do. It'd be such a shame for something so beautiful to die because stupid evil monsters.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Maybe Jareth might have a better chance.
Perhaps.
I'll
looking
take
at
a
it?
quick look.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know my way around a forest. It looks like these weird demon things were sucking the sap out of this tree. Now that they're gone, it should be able to restore itself.
Oh, good.
That seems about right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good. So this tree will come back to life. The house will be usable again. And the town won't have to worry about it.
Yeah, it'll be like 20% less creepy now.
Yes. Should we attempt to cover up what's going on here, or should we talk to the townsfolk so that they know this house is no longer haunted? Because obviously it was not geists of any sort.
This isn't the haunted house.
I
right?
thought it was
It's the mayor's house that's
the
haunted.
mansion that was haunted.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. We're
Yeah.
going at the alchemist's house. Yeah, not the man.
But should we tell the villagers that there's a scab down here?
That was my question, because that
Yeah.
seems like it would be bad for the memory of the person who no longer lives here, to let everyone know, hey, they were tinkering with scabbing. So I think
We could
that
also-
we should probably at least tell the priest.
I mean, it depends on if we trust them.
Yeah, that is also true.
Now, Siggy undoubtedly, unfathomably trusts the priestess Flora
Oh, yeah.
because she's a lady of the church. So she, of course, is trustworthy.
There's no reason to doubt the church.
Okay, so we should at least tell them.
Yep.
All right.
All right. So, shall we exit?
Yeah, I think we leave now.
Okay.
Wait,
So you're taking the hound with you.
Yeah, and I stuffed the journal in my pack during the fight.
Do you? Is it okay? Yeah, you take.
And I picked up the papers.
Okay. So yeah, yeah. You already investigated the area beforehand, before the fight broke out. So you basically did a quick look over, and you were pretty certain you found everything of note through your investigation previously.
Okay.
That you could see. Okay, so you all exit the alchemy basement, the alchemy shop in general, and you are now back onto the roads of Shadowgrange. It is, I think it's midday at this point, and you notice that there are some villagers who are standing outside, and there's a little bit of gossip going in between them, and one of them moves up to you. Looks like a person in like shepherd clothing, and he just asks, we heard a commotion happening somewhere inside the shop. What was going on?
I fell over. nothing unusual. We were just investigating. the house.
He's very
Nothing
clumsy.
here.
He falls a lot, actually, in his old age.
Right. Could you make a persuasion check on that? Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow. Okay. And one of the villagers who have walked over, it's like about 6 people. One of them points out, yeah, we see you scraped your knee a little bit, and you got to be careful. Gotta be careful. Someone, a Cathar like you probably should settle down a little bit. In your age.
It was just a little dark down
And
there.
one of
but
them,
no
one of like
worries.
the younger ones, goes up. Do you need some help, old man? We can take you to the inn.
I put my hand upon my warhammer, give him a stern looking,
All right.
and just glare
All
at
right.
this.
Do you want to intimidate him, or you just want to glare at him?
I'm just glaring at him.
Okay. And
Because
then
I'm still a man of the church.
he slowly backs away. He's like, all right. Just wanted to help. And all right. So after a bit, the townsfolk, the villagers, kind of part ways and move along the road again.
Do any of them seem to recognize the dog in Tristan's arms? Oh, not Tristan, in Jareth's arms.
Oh, yeah. Yes, they do. They do recognize the dog.
So...
And actually, so two of them will
I want to ask
stay.
them who the dog is.
Yeah, two of them will stay and look at the hound and says, is Cheddar all right?
You know this dog?
Yes, it was Siegfried's dog. He was the town alchemist. And
The dog was an alchemist?
yes, no. Siegfried was the alchemist, and this was his dog Cheddar.
That makes more sense.
Yes.
I don't know how you do vials without thumbs. It'd be really difficult.
We found him nearly dead in there. Siegfried must have run off without his dog.
Oh, that is horrible. That is animal abuse. That is terrible. Yes, Siegfried left in quite a hurry a few months back when the incident occurred. And I guess he left a dog in the basement or in the alchemist shop. That's just not right.
Yeah, it must have been waiting for him to return. It was did not look super great, little out of it, but it did not have enough strength in it to really try and come after us as strangers or potential sources of food or anything like that. So we're going to make sure that it is taken care of, and we've already given it some water. And we're
Poor
going
thing
to
looks drenched. Actually, looks like it just had a bath.
it was very dirty. So we wanted to make sure that we cleaned it off a little bit to make sure that it did not have any sort of ticks or lice or anything from its time alone.
But we're headed to the chapel now, so that hopefully a priestess can help.
You
heal
could
the dog.
make a deception or persuasion check. They don't have any reason to not believe you. Yeah, okay.
They have no reason to not
100%
believe you.
legitimate. And they nod. They say, "All right, well, it's good that you found Cheddar. He was always a good boy. You know, he helped with some of the hunts with the sisters, and yeah, it's good that you found him and are taking care of him. I think that's for the best, especially if Siegfried just left him.
Yes, well, hopefully we can get him back up to full health, and he will be helping the town out with hunts in the future very soon.
All right.
And I just kind of look at Tristan. I'm like, yeah, the town. Yeah, totally the town. 100% the town. And I just start walking over to the inn with the dog.
All right. Well, they bid you farewell, and they go back to their business.
All right, if we're done exploring for the day, I still have cure wounds I can use on the dog to heal it up. But if we're not, then I would rather save my healing magic for us.
I think we're just going to kind of divert to the chapel in the inn, and then, hey guys, I was thinking of just heading in after fighting large tree monsters and burning a house on fire. If you guys want to head to the chapel, that's cool, but I'm just going to rest up and feed this dog some food at the inn with some dinner.
Yeah.
I like how you I'm going to use my heal wounds on the dog when I can clearly see the injuries on my companion.
Fine.
As Tristan's just got
The dog takes
gouges in his
precedence.
thigh.
All right.
You'll heal overnight.
Yeah.
The dog's almost dead. You're
I
fine. You just
understand.
scraped your
I get
knee.
it. I just think it was funny. Just like, oh, poor puppy. And Tristan's just kind of like, huh? Right here. That's true. I
You
did
have
die.
been through
You've
worse.
been through worse, you're fine.
Almost died. We got you stabilized.
All right, you're going to go back to the inn now, so
Yeah.
I think we should probably.
I'm in the inn party.
Yeah, I'm going to the inn as
What time is
well.
it? Or what?
Midday, I think is what he said.
Midday, and you guys are calling it a day already? I think we should probably go to the chapel and fill in the priestess about the scab first before.
You and I can go talk to her.
All right, let us do that.
Trying to see if I have any. As you mentioned this, I'm like, that's actually a good point. Trying to see if I have any money on me. I have 0 money on me. And
You
in
should
that
have
case,
starting gold.
Yeah.
oh,
I
Hopefully.
have 15 gold.
Yeah.
never mind. I have 15 gold now. Sweet.
And some of you probably found some gold in earlier adventures.
Actually, when
Not that everybody's aware of it.
when my eyes adjust to the outside light, I'm like, actually, that's a good point. I'm thinking I might head over to the Fleeting Fox, the archery shop, actually. See if I can't get him something to nibble on over there.
Okay.
I don't know. It's an awful excuse, but I'm thinking of heading on over there. Did you want to spend some coin, Tristan?
No.
All right, then.
Did I actually end up going to the Fleeting Fox to try and sell the horse? Because we had the extra horse.
You went to like the stable, and
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I think.
I can't remember if we did that or not.
I thought they told us to go to the Fleeting Fox.
Yeah. They said
Well,
that would be the best place.
in your journal entries under Shadowgrange, if you click on Shadowgrange, it will have like a little thing about. You had a little tour last session from
Yes.
the guards, and they told you basically all the sites of note inside Shadowgrange, and just a little quick snippet of what it's about. So the Fleeting Fox is the
I
boyer.
talked to the inn owner, and they said that the Fleeting Fox was the place that would want it, though.
Okay.
Works. Well, that's
Farming,
fine with
so
me.
I do
In
not-
that case, so you've been there, right?
I do not
All
think
right.
we actually went there. I think we met up and then went to the alchemist shop. So,
Yeah, I don't
Right,
think you've been there yet.
yep, let's go to the Fleeting Fox. That's fine, and I can say I've got some business to attend to there as well. So,
Cool.
So we're
And
splitting the party.
every DM's favorite
Every
thing.
time.
Let's split the party.
Hooray!
Yay!
All right, so 2 of you are going to the chapel. 2 of you are going to the Fleeting Fox.
Yes.
Let us start with a shorter one, the Fleeting Fox. I mean, shorter distance-wise. You start over here, and Fleeting Fox is over here, so makes sense that you finish before the chapel, kind of. We'll go with it. Anyway, you're at the Fleeting Fox.
all right,
You know it's a Fleeting Fox because of the sign that says the Fleeting Fox.
Oh!
And it has a fox that's running.
Like it's... Okay, cool. I'll stop on in and say, hello, shop keeps? Keeps?
All right.
Hello, people
You
working the
notice-
Fleeting Fox.
You notice there are 3 women who are working at the shop at the same time. By their facial features, you can assume that maybe they're related. They look very similar to each other, each with silvery hair. 2 of them, one is fletching arrows. One of them is tuning a bow, and another one seems to be like rearranging some leathers. and they smile at you and they greet you and they say, you must be travelers.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome.
Yeah.
What brings you to this part of Shadowgrange, or this part of Stenzia?
we're on a mission from
God.
Yes, on a mission from God, actually.
Okay.
On a
We
mission-
put on black suits and black hats and sunglasses and start dancing.
And it breaks that into a musical.
Yes, Chip and Tristan are now the Blues Brothers.
Yes.
We got a lame horse, an undead dog, and a pack of cigarettes.
Oh, the horse takes offense to that, I think. I don't think it was lame.
That's true. All right, so yes, we're on a mission from the church, and we're here investigating some of the troubles that have been happening. We actually just came in this morning, and we have a couple things. We were directed to you that we might be able to provide you with some supplies and possibly also purchase some supplies from you.
Okay.
Yes.
What were you looking to sell?
Well, we have an extra horse that was provided to us that we currently do not need because we have the 2 for our carriage already. And it's it's a pretty good pack horse. It's not quite a plow horse at all, obviously, but it has ridden a good distance over the last few days, so it might need a little time to recover. But I can tell you from looking at it, it seems to be able to know its way around people, and it's not going to be skittish on long travels or probably around hunts, which I was told that is something that you do and could possibly benefit from another horse.
Well, we're very familiar with horses, and we can tell the quality of a good riding horse or a hunting horse pretty quickly. So we will check it out in the stables.
Yep.
At your convenience. And
Yep,
if it's
currently hitched at the inn at the Silver Rose. So
okay. So if you wanted to have them check it out now, they can.
it can wait. That's fine. If we want
Okay.
to move the story along.
And they say, well, we could always use another good horse. These are kind of trying times, so we're not going to give you the full amount for a brand new horse or something like that. But
No, that's
depending on the quality, we can find a deal that might be satisfactory to you.
of course.
A horse, of course.
A horse, of course.
And then my companion here.
Yes. Oh, well, we sell archery equipment, and we also sell any leathers you'd be interested in. Again, these are kind of tough times, so we don't have, the most robust selection, but anything that is, the average thing you could find would be here.
What a great pitch you have. I
Welcome
asked
to
if
our
they have
place.
any.
We have average things.
We have average things. I asked if they have any silver tipped arrows or anything beyond a longbow, I guess.
You'd think I'd be prepared, but no. Bows, weapons. They have weapons. They have basically anything you would find in the PHP, but for silvered weapons, they are actually out. They're actually low on silvered weapons in general, and they tell you that unfortunately, the person who was the one that making blessed silver weapons, not only is it expensive because you need the silver itself to make the weapons, but then you have to bless it. And it's a complex ritual that only people from the Church of Avacyn know. And unfortunately, our priestess does not know this ritual. The person who would do it for us was Ralph Rund, the mayor of the town. He was the one who knew the ritual. He was the one who took care of that situation. With his death, however, we've just been very low on blessed silver in general. So we don't have any to sell, unfortunately. And that's a main sticking point with our blacksmith. Our blacksmith was the one who would make the silvered weapons for us, for the town. And then Ralph was the one who would bless it. So without Ralph around, we don't have anybody to make blessed silver weapons.
Do I know this?
If you make a good religion check, you would. But you're also not there.
That's true.
But yeah, you might.
In the
You
future.
can ask me
In
later.
the future.
Okay, that definitely makes sense. We were sad to hear about the passing of your mayor, and thank you for the information about the armor as well.
So they do have just for Hugh, if you're looking for archery equipment, they have longbows, heavy crossbows, hand crossbows, a net, the good stuff,
The good stuff.
nets.
Gotcha. So you said they're leather workers as well.
Yes.
Would they be able to make me a collar for Cheddar?
A collar? Yeah, of course.
Cool. I would like one of those, please.
Okay.
Do we have a dog now? Does our team have
We have a dog.
So
Yeah.
you want barding for the dog?
A what?
Dog barding?
Like armor for
Oh,
Yeah.
dogs.
that's a thing?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah, that sounds badass.
Yeah, they will put in an order for you and have it done by the night. And they go over and they pet Cheddar, and they're like, "Oh, we love Cheddar." For some reason, Siegfried always called him Experiment B52, but that seemed like a weird name for a dog, so he was a weird fellow. So we just called him Cheddar.
The town calls him Cheddar.
He liked cheese, even though it never agreed with him. But we always fed him cheese, and he liked Cheddar the most.
Stop. Okay. So apparently the whole town abused this dog. Great to know. Gotta slowly just back out. I'm gonna look at Tristan. I'm like, "Are you good, man?"
Yeah, I think I'm good for now.
All right, cool.
And that's why we named him Cheddar. Poor Cheddar never could hold it in though.
Poor Ollie always had that peanut allergy. We called him Peanut though, because we kept getting him peanuts.
He so loved that cheddar. And then they go for their pocket. Oh, we have a little piece for him.
It's fine.
No,
we're going to leave.
Oh, all right.
He needs to build up to that.
Yep.
So Shredder is moving a little bit more on his own. He's still sluggish, but yeah. Or you brought him, or you didn't bring him?
Oh yeah. He's with us.
Yeah. So they all give him pets. They all give him pets, and they thank you for finding him. And yeah, they'll get the barding done, and they'll do it for quite cheap. Only the materials that is needed to make it. No service fee, because as thanks for finding the town dog. And yeah, they'll get the barding done for you.
Cool. I'm good. You good?
Yeah.
All right. And scene. The easiest split party ever.
You go to Valvius and Siglinda. You are going to the chapel. You go to the chapel.
Gonna get mad.
No, I think there's a bit of an age gap here.
The age is...
How old is Law? I'm pretty sure he's younger than I am, but how old is he?
Law is pushing 50. He's
Never mind.
48.
I could have imagined he's 20, but he just looks like an old man.
And Siggy is 17.
Nope.
Right.
Never mind. Taking that song back immediately.
So...
Gonna nope out of that one.
So we arrive at the chapel, and
yes.
I ask the people in front, Priestess Flora.
So what are the priests working and just cleaning up the pews? There's no service happening right now. They direct you to an alcove inside the church. It is the memorial to Saint Traft. And they usher you over to her, and she is there praying. She's the only one praying at the alcove dedicated to Saint Traft.
So I wait for her to finish, and I say, Priestess Flora, we have finished our survey of Siegfried's shop, and it appears he is not who we think he is. We found a laboratory of monstrosities under his shop, and we found a stitched scab and plant monstrosities. Are you aware of such a matter?
So she gets up from her prayer. She says, "No, these are all news to me. Siegfried was always a peculiar one, but he always had the best interest for the village. He was dedicated to protecting the place. I never would have guessed that he would practice dark arts like stitching and making abominations. Never would I have guessed such a thing. That's very troubling."
We found a secret passage in the shop that led beneath it, and found very damning evidence.
Well, I will definitely send some people to check out the basement and purge it of its evil. Thank you for notifying me about it and investigating it. That is a great boon. We never knew of some secret basement. It was just an alchemy shop. Provided great services to the town. If Siegfried
So,
ever
in the shop we
returns,
found.
if Siegfried ever returns,
In the shop we found some notes.
oh, what kind of notes?
So I motioned to Siggy.
Hand
Picked
the
up
notes.
some papers.
I don't have a book, but I have the notes, so I hand those over to Flora.
She looks it over, but she's like squinting at these. I'm not quite familiar with what all these technical details are. It seems in general that he's talking about stitching. I get that. I get enough of that, but there's so much terminology, and then she thumbs over it. Something about experiment B52 and something about blights. This is all way over my head. It seems like, yes, this is Siegfried's handwriting. I've gotten many prescriptions from him, written by him. And this is quite damning evidence. He was into some very dark things. We will definitely put him under arrest if he ever shows his face here again. He has a lot to talk about. Thank you for giving me all this information. I will try and see if some other villagers can make anything more about these notes, because these things are a little bit outside of my expertise. But thank you.
No, priestess. Be careful with who you trust. You thought Siegfried had the best interest at heart, but clearly he did not. So perhaps don't ask everyone in the village what this means.
Maybe then it would be best that is a good observation. Maybe it would be best if you held on to the notes then. I can't think off the top of my head anybody who would make heads or tails off these. We only had one town alchemist, and if any of this is alchemy related, then we wouldn't have anybody who could really make any sense out of this. And stitching, I would hope nobody in the town knows of stitching and the things about it. So perhaps it would be best with members of the church, such as yourself, churches of Thraben. Maybe if you could take it to people in Thraben, they will understand it more than the people in Shattergrange would, and it would be in safer hands. Okay. So she hands you back the notes you gave her.
I stack them neatly and store them.
Mm-hmm. I'll send my most trusted advisors, my most trusted priests and priestesses under me to go with me later today to the alchemist shop, and we will make sure that any of the evil there is purged.
Yes, please keep this discreet, as we don't know the panic that would be caused in town if they knew there were scabs in houses.
Yes, you're probably right there. We'll keep it under wraps, and we'll clear it out as discreetly as possible.
So shall we head back to meet up with our companions and decipher this note?
Probably we can do it over lunch.
All right. Let us head over to the Silver Rose Inn.
Okay. And then as you both parties finish their business, they meet at the Silver Rose Inn. And there's like just the usual drunkards sitting at the counter, talking about, the time they killed a vampire with their bare hands. And there's also Eckhart, who is one-armed and still cleaning a glass with his good arm and kind of scowling at people who walk in.
All right, so were you able to find out if the church was aware of what was going on?
They were not. Okay. The priestess was quite surprised.
She didn't know anything. Although she did sound suspiciously knowledgeable about scabs.
Let's maybe not say the scab bird here. I don't want the town to get alarmed. But they're going to take care of the issue?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
They're going to clean it up.
She couldn't help us
as
with
discreetly as
this
possible.
note, though, so it is up to us.
Alright, well, let's all take a look at it, shall we?
Okay. And see a note that
Are
doesn't.
we all literate?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes? Okay.
Yes, we're all literate,
I
but
can
then we look at
clear
it and
that.
we're all like, ugh.
I
can't
can
make heads or
read
tails of
words
this.
good.
Yes. It doesn't look like the common language. It seems like a jumble. It uses the letters of the common language, but it's weird. It's very weird.
All right. So
So nobody immediately recognizes what this is, so this must be some kind of encrypted message.
It's definitely a code.
it looks like a letter. So maybe this LI means 2 and it's a code?
Oh, that's much better than what I was doing. Good point. All right, that
the
helps.
Q is probably an A or an I,
It is.
because we see it multiple times.
I'm pretty sure the
That's
first
weird.
2 words are my dearest, just because they have the amount of letters in my dearest.
And it has the E's
Yeah.
in the right spot.
Well, not quite, but because the E would have to be 1 over. But yes, my dearest something. I think the
The
Q
V
is an
first.
I.
2,000 years later.
So did you get the first sentence fully?
Yes.
So
My dearest cousin, I must commend you on your marvelous progress.
excellent. That is correct. And
All right.
with that, you sit down and you read the rest of it.
Spend like the
The
next
cipher,
2 hours
yeah.
translating all the words.
Yeah. We're skipping ahead. So these are the 2 parts of it. If you double click it, then you can read it a little bit better, even though the font is not the most agreeable for reading in general. But yes, you figured
Okay.
it out.
I'm just going to read it aloud for the viewers at home.
Cool.
Yes.
My dearest cousin, I must commend you on your marvelous progress. You seem to have an innate appreciation for our art. I lament that you did not decide to take up stitching sooner. No matter, though, the designs enclosed in your most recent letter are far beyond what a lesser alchemist could accomplish in the relatively short time since your apprenticeship began. I am not too proud to say, my dear Siegfried, that even a master craftsman such as myself can learn from your prodigious talents. I have already taken steps to incorporate elements of your designs into my own work, and the results have thus far proven rather delightful. As your instructor, I am in full support of your plans to expand your enterprises. There comes a time in every citrus career when his ambitions must outgrow his accommodations. Not only do I believe this a healthy and natural step in the progression of your art, but I also have a suggestion as to where you might take up new lodgings. I recently learned from a highly respectable and well-informed source, no less, that the Voldaran vampire clan has been forced recently to consolidate its territory in response to the threats of Markov retaliation for some middling practical slight. As a result, the Maurer estate on the edge of their lands, previously used by Olivia's favorite family members as a private retreat, now once again stands empty. Assuming that you can transport your equipment there, it should serve you admirably as a site of a new laboratory. On a personal note, however, whilst I understand the necessity of this relocation, I will freely admit that I will miss the regular arrival of your letters. I almost feel sorry for my sister that she lacks a friend whose correspondence are as stimulating as yours. On that rather distasteful subject, I must emphasize that whilst Gisa and I have put aside our differences for a higher cause, our cessation of hostilities can ultimately be nothing more than a temporary alliance. Whilst she refuses to grant me the respect due to an artist of my abilities, there can be no true or lasting peace between us. How she can delude herself into believing her own muck-covered endeavors equal to my own, I don't think I shall ever comprehend. To the point, though, in the event she somehow learns of my tutelage for you, any missive or overture from her is not to be trusted. I wish you the best fortunes in continuing your work, and, as always, stand ready to assist you in your ongoing studies. You have a true talent, Siegfried. The only crime for which you could ever be guilty would be letting this talent go to waste. Our time is coming, dearest cousin, when all of Innistrad will revere us for the true visionaries that we are. Faithfully yours, Geralf.
You get inspiration. That was great.
Oh, fun.
All right. Yeah, you deciphered the letter.
All right, so so he went to the Mar estate, which is currently empty until now, which is now full. I'm writing this down so I remember.
Good idea.
All right, and then it looks like the Voldarin and Markov clans are angry at each other.
Indeed. That was all the correct information from that.
Cool. All right.
Well done.
Close a bunch of things. And then, as I've been protecting Cheddar from being fed cheddar cheese, because I'm not a big fan of giving dogs diarrhea for no reason, feeling kind of beat and look around and see how my companions are faring, considering no one has healed up and they're still just randomly bleeding from different wounds they have.
And we've been taking a short rest, so we can use hit dice, or if you guys need it, I have 2 cure spells left for the day.
Yeah, that could have definitely been a short rest for you. As you're just sitting at the inn doing something that's not very, not very exhausting or anything.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you decipher the letter. You recover your hit dice if you so choose. And it's just like afternoon at this point.
Ooh!
Siggy
Nice.
is healed.
I rolled all the heals.
Nice.
I did not.
Good thing you have
Well,
2 if you want to use both.
Yeah.
Yeah. We could recover 1 per long rest, right?
You can,
Right.
Half. Yeah. You recover half, I think.
Oh, okay.
But you can spend as many as
Half
you want.
rounded up.
Yeah.
I can also use a spell.
Yeah, let's go ahead and use a spell. We've got it. Are we planning on going into the mayor's house today? Or do we want to wait until tomorrow?
That's my question as well.
Right.
I feel like I don't want to go into places that are supposed to be haunted at night.
Yes.
Seems like it's
Right,
not
so
a
maybe
good
it's
call
best
to give them that advantage.
we're probably like afternoon at this point since we've spent a little while.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so
You can
I
still,
think
you could rest. You could check out the rest of the places. You could do whatever.
yeah,
Alright, so Tristan, I'm gonna give you a cure wounds.
all right.
Oh, I think you
Feeling
get
better?
extra because of your domain. Let me just pull it up really, really fast.
Yeah, I don't remember how that works.
I don't remember either.
I'm pretty sure he's very healed.
I am all the way healed. Yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
that is fine.
We relay what we heard about at the Fox, that there isn't really any silver currently in use in the town. So silvered weapons are going to be hard to come by because the mayor was the one who knew the spell, and the lady at the chapel doesn't.
I have no idea.
maybe-
You
The
have
mayor's
no
house.
idea about this spell.
Maybe the mayor's house has a stash of silver weapons. He
I
was working
also
on.
don't know, despite my
Maybe Valvius.
All right, we all just roll
Valvius
religion
knows.
checks.
I
Valvius
think the
knows
only
everything.
person
okay?
who would
No one knows.
know the only person who would know realistically would be Siglinda. Everybody else would be aware of it. But yeah, it was really on.
Great.
And I cannot remember that spell. It didn't seem relevant because monsters never came to the church. The church was safe. So why would we need silver weapons?
Not
guys?
everybody
So
knows
silly.
every single detail about the church. Priestess Flora doesn't know how to do the ritual
Yeah,
either.
so it would make sense you wouldn't really know.
Right.
But yeah, Ralph was the one who used to do it. The mayor, Ralph Brunn.
Trying to think. So, do we have any need to go to the general goods store or to the blacksmith before heading in for the night?
At the moment, I don't believe so. If we can't get the silver, I mean, I have all the equipment I need for now.
I'd like to try to read through some of the papers that I picked up, and I'm hoping that Jareth will notice Experiment 52 over my shoulder and say something. So I'm flipping through the papers.
I'm sorry, does that say experiment 52?
Yes, why?
That seems to be what they're calling this dog, though. So apparently, hear me out.
Siegfried called it, yeah.
Yeah, Siegfried called this dog Experiment 52, but the townspeople kept force-feeding it cheddar and making it have violent diarrhea, and so they called the dog Cheddar.
Violent diarrhea.
I'm not big on this town.
Just every time he talks about it, it's just...
It gets worse.
They were nice to the dog.
Were they, though?
Just gave it a treat.
They gave it a treat that literally hurt its insides. Regardless, they called the dog B-52 as well. Does the dog respond to us calling it B-52 or Cheddar?
Yes, its ears perk up
To B-52?
to B-52.
Okay. For the record, that's also what we call Baker Act at the hospital. So that's hilarious.
Call what?
A Baker Act?
Do I want to know what that is?
Sure. It's someone who's trying to commit self-harm, so they have to have a sitter and sometimes be put in restraints. So that's what we're calling this dog now. I'm just going to call him Baker.
For the record, I did not know this going forward.
I didn't think so. It's okay, Mia. So I'm going to approach the dog with some regular dog gruel that has no cheese in it, because I'm assuming this dog is lactose intolerant. I think all dogs are lactose intolerant.
I mean, you
so
could make
that's
like a
not very
nature
different.
check on bloodhounds specifically, but that is like fairly common knowledge for you that dogs. Yeah, no, it's not good for.
Don't
it's
feed
not
dogs
good
milk.
for the dog.
All right. So yeah,
Cats.
so or cats. I approached the dog with something to eat and look to lure it upstairs into our nice and cozy inn room.
Okay, with your nature check, it seems like it's responding very positively to you in general because you're the one who picked it up and everything, and started caring for it. So it seems to be responding the most positively to you out of the bunch. And yeah, if you have some rations or something that is appropriate and you feed it, it seems like it's recovering its strength very well. It doesn't seem like it was harmed. It was unconscious for an indefinite
In a
amount of
weird
time.
suspended state, basically.
Yes. So it seems like its sluggishness is pretty much wearing off at this point. It was hungry and thirsty, and you gave it the food. So it seems like it's pretty much a regular dog at this point. It's also just doing very well. Its energy has returned, and it's like starting to move around a lot more.
Good. I guess. Well, actually, Tristan, weren't you gonna head out to the Ladies with the Fleeting Fox, get some money for the horse?
Yes, we were gonna check that out. So
I'm just gonna give you, in good faith, 10 gold and say, hey, I don't really want to head over. I'm gonna stay with the dog. Could you just pay for the bracers for it? And I'll meet you back over here.
sure.
All right. I hand him 10 gold to pay for the bracers, which I assume is the correct amount for what this is going to
Wording.
cost.
Yeah.
Okay.
How much was it?
We were never told. They were just like, for the cost of the leather. And in my head, I'm like, that's probably 10 gold. Just
10
put 10
gold?
gold in Tristan's hand.
Okay, sure.
He gave me 10 gold. That's
Sure.
all we're saying
Yeah.
right now.
Cool. Cool.
Gave him 10 gold to pay for the bracers.
Oh, yes. Totally 10 gold. Exactly. Spot on.
That's what I thought.
Weird how that worked out.
Okay.
Yes. So
So Tristan heads over to the Fleeting Fox, and yeah, they have the barding ready, and they hand it over to you, and they say that's going to be 1 gold. That's just for covering the leathers itself and like the metals, so we had to stitch it together with. But yeah, everything else it's fine.
okay.
We love cheddar.
So
Does it,
Yay,
and they
Chet has
give
barding
you some
now.
cheddar as well to feed the dog
thank
afterwards.
you.
Oh,
I
man.
put it in my travel sack.
Stop feeding this dog cheese. You're killing
He
me,
loves
Small.
the cheese. That cheddar.
Doesn't love the cheese.
All right.
That's our
So
cheddar.
I asked if they'd be willing to check out the horse now.
Yeah. So
They have
they check over the horse, and the horse has been well rested at this point. It is a riding horse that seems like it's in good health. They note that it was well taken care of, and they will offer you 30 gold pieces for the horse.
Okay. That sounds good to me. What will you offer me for the bridle and tack?
The bridle and tack.
Or the tack of the saddle. Yes.
Let me see. This is a pack. We'll give you 5 gold pieces for the riding pack.
All right. That sounds good. Shake hands.
So he has now pocketed 44 gold.
What? Don't know what you're talking about.
Pleasure doing business with you, sir. And
Yes. Same. And I hope that serves you well.
and they say, well, one more thing. If you are looking to make more coins, since you are selling your horse, we are looking for one thing. There is a special plant that blooms in this time, and it only blooms once a year. And it's very valuable. It has very potent healing properties. So if ever you are traveling outside in Stenzia and you come across it, it's called the sanguine lotus, and it blooms in the marshes and swampland. If you ever come across it, we will pay you a lot.
Oh, a lot.
We'll be paying
Just so much money.
We'll pay you a good amount of gold for each lotus that you bring us,
Okay.
as long as it is fresh.
Do you have an example of what this looks like?
It looks like a lotus, but blood red.
Okay.
Lotus flower.
Okay.
Because usually lotuses are black. A black lotus, if you will.
Yes.
This one
is
red.
This one is blood red. And we grind it up and use it to make very powerful healing potions. Ones that are especially venomous to vampires.
Okay.
So if you ever come across those in swampy
Gonna
marshes.
jot that down real quick.
Yeah.
So now my session 3 notes just say sanguine lotus, $.
So I'm just gonna put my gold pieces down to 5.
Happy face,
here.
but with $signs as the eyes.
Yeah. We would
That's
give
my
you
notes.
we would give you 50 gold piece for each bundle of lotuses, and
Oh.
and a little bit of the
Good sir.
of the vials we make out of it too.
That would be very useful in this
We're going
part of the
lotus
world.
hunting, guys.
Yes, it is very precious. Grows only once, blooms once per year for only a month, and
Only a month. Okay. Do you happen to know when it may have started blooming?
it would have
Like,
started now, but we're currently swamped with work, and we just haven't had the
understandable.
opportunity yet. So if you find any, then that might even double our scavenging efforts as well.
Okay. I will keep an eye out.
All right. They bid you
All right,
farewell.
so-
They head over back to the floating
Yes.
clocks.
I head back to the end, and I give Jareth his 9 gold and explain that they love the dog, so they only did it for 1 gold, which was the cost of the leather.
Well, that's wonderful. Thank you. And then I go over to Cheddar and I let him sniff the leathers and then don't put them on them yet because that seems really just quick.
It sniffs it. It seems indifferent about it. It wags its tail at you, gives you a lick, and it seems pretty chill at this point.
No,
Cool.
And I'm also indifferently eating the cheese that they gave me for him.
And its ears kind of perk up and look at the
I
look
reach
at
over
this
and
the
grab a piece
cheese.
of cheese.
Now you're good.
No, Cheddar.
Nah, dog.
No.
It like looks at you, whines a little bit, it points
Nah.
its head over at the thing. It looks very well trained. At the very least, it looks very well trained.
Sit.
It's a
Sit.
and
No
it-
cheese anymore for you.
Every
just
time it
keeps
does a command,
looking
I
up
eat a
it.
cheese.
whines a little.
We are training Tristan now.
But yeah, the dog seems very obedient, and very. It seems intelligent, even more intelligent than other hounds you've come across. So yes.
Just now I'm imagining like, all right, sit, lay down, speak. The dark ones await you. Oh, good. Yes, this is exactly what I need.
Dog says, I could have deciphered that letter like half the time.
Yeah, seriously.
Amateurs. So you got the barding.
But I guess we're not just doing a where the red fern grows here. I'm just gonna head in and look to take a shower and get some rest. I think
we rest for the night and then
rest for the night.
We'll tackle the mayor's house in the morning.
Okay. Agree.
So you basically got the second floor of the inn all to yourselves. They don't have any other visitors at the moment, so you all have your separate rooms, separate beds. And the night goes by uneventfully. So you get all your hit points back. You regain half your hit dice. You get all your spells back. And all your short rest, long rest abilities back. You're all tip-top shape.
Awesome.
And then it is dawn. All right.
Let's tackle a mayor's house.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Or at least the first bit of it.
Let's go mess up some
hour.
geists.
I think we'll clear it by the end. And then we'll have you level up in between the next session.
If our rolls continue to be this great when fighting things, then yes.
I have been. I'll make. You'll see. All right.
Great.
If those
not a
creatures
fight,
were a
it's a
little
skill
bit closer
challenge.
to you starting off, and if it didn't roll bad, and if you didn't have 18 AC, two of you having 18 AC, crazy.
That's crazy. That's dumb.
It's normal though.
Heavy chainmail.
Yeah, you have heavy chainmail, and I think you also have shields. So heavy chainmail 16
I don't.
or something. You don't have heavy shields? You don't.
I do have a shield.
Okay, yes.
Yes.
You have one-handed weapons.
Chainmail
yeah.
and a shield.
And Valvius is also using a one-handed weapon.
And I'm mostly.
And I'm a pincushion.
Yes. It's got to get.
Yes,
it's got to
that's
get
why
to
we
the
keep
vulnerable
getting you
people in the
stabbed.
back. Soon. And
Our rogues are squishy. That's pretty
yeah,
strange.
but you have it's a very balanced team. Like you have front lines that aren't going to do the most damage, but they have high AC, and you can also have you also have healing spells. It's very well rounded. We also have a lot of skills available too. So basically, anything I need you to roll for, you're probably going to do quite well on. So
Yeah, I think we built a good party.
all right, I am ready to continue. Is everybody good?
I am ready to go.
Is everybody's Audacity still running for everybody, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I hope you didn't turn it off.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, good.
I was just making sure it was on.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And OBS for sure? For sure?
Oh yeah, OBS is good to go.
Okay, good. All right. So we continue. You deciphered the letter from a certain Stitcher Geralf to his cousin Siegfried.
Weird.
You got
Weird name.
barding for Cheddar, or however you want to name the dog that is now seems to be very attached to Jareth. And yeah,
We call it Love Shack. It's experiment.
I'm gonna-
whatever you want to name it.
I'm just gonna keep it named Cheddar.
That's fair.
It's a good name.
I'm guessing that we're heading over to the mayor's house this
It's
tomorrow.
dawn, yes.
Today.
Are we taking Cheddar with us?
No, gosh, no. It's a dog. Why would I bring it into a haunted house? I'm gonna leave him here.
Okay.
Yeah, I bought barding for it for like wolves, not for like
It also gives
ghosts.
It also gives your it gives the dog extra AC, I believe.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just I can't tell it to do things. I'm gonna just leave it here, let it hang out.
He's gonna have.
It seems like
diarrhea
it wants
when
to
we get
follow
home.
you, Jareth.
I'm gonna try and do like an Air Bud and just be like, "It's fine, boy. I'll be back. It's okay. You'll just come then." All right. I
right.
strap the
if you try
barding
to
on.
close the door on it,
Pat
it
it on the head.
leaps, it hits the door handle, it opens it by itself.
Oh,
Falls,
all right.
wags.
Come on. Let's go, Cheddar.
So happy though. It has a family again.
Okay, that is adorable.
So it has
Plus-
it basically what has the equivalent of leather armor on it because of the leather barding.
Mm-hmm. Cool. All right, Cheddar. Come on, boy. Let's go have some fun in this haunted house you're very insistent on going to.
Like barks, like leads the way.
I guess we'll follow him.
All right. Get to the mayor's house. The mayor's house is one of the larger and more comfortable homes in the village. The two-story building is built atop a small hill not far away from the chapel and has a large hawthorn tree sticking up from its roof. The house seems ordinary enough at first until you start getting very close to it, and you notice that the mirror placed on the wooden door has been shattered, and the holy protection prayers to Avison engraved on the door frame have been scratched out with a blade, and the door is slightly ajar.
Was it like this before when we came by
Yes.
it? Okay.
I'd like
I didn't
to...
want it like somebody to have broken in last night or something. That would be really sucky.
Nope, this is as you left it touring the place before.
So it's probably fine. Geists aren't that. They're not that dangerous. Right? It's probably just the ghost of the mayor trying to find his daughter will set his soul at ease.
And we're going to help him find his daughter because that's our mission. So he's going to work with
You're all
us.
very
Y'all can go in
dismissive
first.
of geists.
Yeah.
I think you should probably...
I mean, I've seen one before.
Ah.
Okay, so there was one that I saw the like older priests and priestesses take on back in back in the main chapel. So yeah, I've seen a ghost before. It was not a big deal. They just like took it down.
It's fine.
Cool.
They just rattle your dishes and scare you. It's fine. Let's go.
With those words of encouragement, you guys can lead the way, and Cheddar and I will follow.
All right. I open the door and walk in.
So, when you open the door, you notice that the light from outside does not enter the house. There is a pitch black darkness, an oppressive darkness. It doesn't seem to fade as you step inside. It is fully
I
dark.
cast light on my Avison's collar.
Okay. And when you cast your light, you're very familiar with how the spell should be working. You've been casting it many times in the past. When you step into the household, the light seems only half as effective as it normally would be. Usually it would give you about 15 feet bright light and then an additional 15 feet of dim light. Now it is only giving you 15 feet of dim light around you. It seems like the light is being like being oppressed by this darkness around you.
Okay.
And you
It's
also feel
really dark in here, guys.
You feel everybody feels a weird sense of unease moving in. There's like a groaning. You know, maybe it's the wind.
I'm gonna light a torch.
Yeah, let's see how much a natural light actually works here.
When you light the torches, all of you can light torches, and the same issue occurs. The light seems like it's being held back. It cannot pierce the darkness as efficiently as it normally would. This darkness is clearly not natural.
Is this something that I would be familiar with, knowing, like, what I know about geists and such?
I would give you a religion check, and yeah.
Boo.
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 Maybe I give you advantage because you are from the most geisty place. Well, you're familiar with a lot of different kinds of geists, but there is a huge variety, and you haven't come across this specific type of geist issue before.
So I haven't seen this specific effect in the presence of geists.
And there's definitely a high variety. There's all different kinds of geists. And
well, I'm not going to dismiss it as a geist, but this is definitely not something I've seen in the past.
Okay.
All right.
So it may or may not be. I'm still leaning as to.
I start to feel a bit nervous.
You move
We
into the house?
look around the first floor of the house, I guess.
Okay. So you see immediately when you step into the threshold of the house, you're surrounded by darkness. You only have 15 feet of dim light around you from your light sources. You notice on the ground immediately that there's shards of glass and dried blood that litter the entryway floor. A hallway leads 2 rooms ahead. There's a bloody handprint that kind of trails along the wall beside you.
Oh, great.
Out of the closest room to your right, and then it goes onto the staircase. There's a staircase at the center of the ground floor where it spirals around the hawthorn tree, and it leads to the second floor, and you see just this bloody handprint kind of trail off the wall onto the staircase, and then just leave a blood smear going up the staircase. And you see on the ground floor, so there's a staircase, there is one room nearest you on the ground floor, and then at the end of the hallway there is darkness.
All good signs.
Yeah, I pick Cheddar up over the glass shards.
Okay. And Cheddar is definitely growling a little bit and sniffing around.
All right. Well, since we're officially mystery team,
Yes.
I don't know where our mystery. I guess the carriage is the mystery machine. I'll be Shaggy in this situation, and I will not
You have
propose.
Subi.
Yeah, we're definitely not splitting up to find clues, though. I'll tell you that right now.
But that means I'm Daphne,
I'm
right?
Velma.
Because I'm the...
Sweet.
Yeah.
That means Law is the grumpy old Fred.
Well, yeah, that seems
The
to fit.
disillusioned Fred.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm okay with
All right.
this.
I guess we should go up. Should we go upstairs?
Do we follow the
Well,
horrible
let's
handprint?
stay together and maybe check out, like, let's stick to the left or something and, like, check out this floor first.
Okay.
There is one
See what's
room
here.
that is adjacent to you. You can see one room opening.
Okay. So I'd like to head in there slowly and carefully and kind of sneakily.
Okay. And there's just like a sense of unease when you're walking around. It feels like all of you are being watched at this point as you enter this other room. It looks like a living room, like a greeting room. There are some nice bits of furniture, well cushioned, and nice, like a nice table and some chairs around it. It looks like people would be here to, chat and mingle. Or at least it used to, because all the cushions have been ripped. There are blood splatters covering the walls and ceilings. There's a lot of mirrors. There's a lot of mirrors on the walls. They seem like they weren't touched. And you also see slumped in a corner of the room looks like a body.
I'd like to go over and look at the body and see if it's still alive.
Okay, moving over. As soon as you start moving towards the body, your nose is assaulted with the smell of rot. And
I don't think it's still alive, guys.
you see, moving to the body is definitely a decaying corpse, slumped along the wall, or slumped beside the wall.
Yeah, I don't think we can save them.
Yeah, I think if we tried to save them, we might be in a different area of magic.
Can you
Yes.
see their face?
Cheddar barks once in affirmative.
I'm gonna cover my nose and mouth with like a handkerchief and kind of walk over and see if I can tell anything about the body, like how long it's been here and how it died, possibly.
You notice there's a lot of slash marks all over the body and a very indicative 2-pin puncture wound on its neck.
Okay,
And
so-
as you're like touching the body and examining it, you notice that there are some shelves just, holding decorative pots and stuff. The shelves start to tremor and move violently, and the pots fall off and shatter on the ground beside you.
I didn't do that.
What do you mean you didn't do that?
That was something. As I was investigating this, did you feel that? Like,
everybody heard it and heard the shattering of the thing.
I'm not really a fan of this place. Let's figure out what we need to and get out of here.
I don't think it was geists. This looks like he died from a vampire possibly draining him, which is odd with the fact that they have said that their whole town is set up to defend against vampires from getting in.
No, but remember the vampires came and took Katarina.
That's true.
So they all got in once.
Mm-hmm.
And
that is true.
So that's probably when he died.
So if I kind of like investigate around, can I find anything else?
Do you want to investigate the body or just the room?
I'm going to investigate the body first, since I'm already here.
You notice that the person is wearing fairly like upstanding citizen type clothing. It's made for work clothing. It's not ceremonial or anything, but it is definitely a higher class than most of the other people in the village. And you also notice gleaming in your torchlight underneath the person's really used to be a very nice shirt, now torn, is something gleaming, a shirt. It looks like a chain shirt that gleams in the torchlight, and it's made out of material that you're not immediately familiar with.
It's mithril, guys.
All right, so I kind of mentioned to everyone else, well, they didn't die from the slashing wounds because they have this that looks like it protected them, and I kind of point it out in the light and have it shine a little bit. It looks like chain, but it doesn't look like a normal, like, iron chain. How does it feel?
Do you think this might be the mayor?
So as you're touching the chain and pointing at it, again, there's a rumbling and like a groaning sound emanating from around the house, and just the walls kind of shake a little bit. The mirrors all around the house kind of shake a little bit more, but the material seems tough, but it is very light and very flexible.
When everything starts rumbling, I hold up my holy symbol that's glowing with my light spell, and I say, "Evil spirit, be gone from here."
Okay, make a religion check.
Nope. I keep rolling ones on religion, guys. You'd think I know more by
shake
now.
more violently, and you notice that one of the chairs gets picked up and flies over Celinda's head and shatters on the wall. And you hear just a ghastly voice just yell at you, "Get out."
Are you the mayor?
There seems to be no response.
Okay.
Dang.
Can I use my divine sense to locate the source of this voice?
Sure.
I don't roll or anything.
Yeah.
I just use it.
Let's see your divine sense. Where are you, divine sense? Divine sense. As an action, you can open your eyes. Your awareness to detect forces. You know the location of... Ooh. Okay. Well, you don't... You are aware that there is an undead creature near the entrance of this room, but you cannot see it, and you cannot pinpoint exactly where it is, but you know it is in the entranceway, and it seems to be maybe watching you.
I'll head over to the entranceway.
Okay.
To where my divine sense is telling me this evil is waiting.
it doesn't. It seems to move a little bit back from you, and the walls continue to shake.
All right. So maybe we should leave the body alone for now and continue investigating.
Yeah, maybe.
I feel like
I'm in on that.
maybe if this geist of some sort is possibly trying to protect the body or something of that nature. So
Yeah, and as Valvius continues to move forward to the creature, the undead that he senses, it seems to float backwards, and it floats through the staircase and disappears from your sight. Seems like it has the ability to move through walls.
Sounds like a geist to me.
Law, do you see something? What's going on, man? All I see is darkness and a very scared dog right now.
There is a geist following us or watching us.
Great.
I think it doesn't want us messing with this body, so we should investigate the rest of the house.
Yeah, okay.
But the geist doesn't seem to be attacking us.
It's
okay.
just being spooky.
It's just being curious, maybe. Maybe we should head upstairs and follow these handprints.
It also
Maybe
threw a
the geist is
chair.
trying to tell us something.
Yeah, it did throw a chair.
That's just a warning. That's not.
I'm gonna take a very short
He
amount of
didn't
time
hit me with a chair.
in the room and kind of investigate.
Okay.
Since some stuff fell off the table, we knew it was a geist, but see if maybe there was anything in the room itself that could tell us a bit more about who this might be, or why they were attacked or something.
You don't see too much of note. There is like a bowl of candy. There are some like fine pieces of, furniture around, but nothing really of note.
Well, now Tristan has
You do
some
see
candy.
the mirrors. Yeah. All right. You get a handful of hard candies.
Yes.
I just forget. Don't feed it to the dog.
No, I'm
I
not
swear
gonna feed it to the dog.
Don't. Okay, good.
There are some ornate-looking mirrors that have been untouched on the walls.
Okay, so we can see that there are a few mirrors that have not been broken, but there are several that have.
The one at the entrance was.
Yeah. Okay, I think that we're done in this room for now then, if we want to continue on and maybe follow the spirit that Law saw, and you said that it went into the stairs.
Yeah, it disappeared into the staircase.
All right.
So maybe we should
Well,
go
let's go
upstairs.
there then.
Yeah, considering you're the one that can see and sense this thing, maybe you should guide us up.
Yeah, fear not.
Agreed.
It is just a
Agreed.
harmless spirit. Let us go upstairs.
Okay.
Okay.
Follow me.
And the stairs creak as you step up and along the
course they
staircase to the second floor. And you notice in the dim light, the 15 feet that you have, it is another hallway. And on the right side, you notice 2 rooms. And then on the left side, at the end of the hallway, is another room.
Where does the blood trail end at either of the rooms?
The blood trail continues along the wall to the last room on the left.
Okay, let's
So
follow
3 rooms
that.
total.
Unless the ghost tells us otherwise.
Okay.
Yeah,
Follow
I
the
guess,
blood.
yeah.
So you follow
Blood
down
room it is.
the hallway, passing by 2 rooms. In just the quick glances that you make in the dim light, you notice that they both look like bedrooms because you do see beds in them. However, the last room you walk into is the largest one, and you notice that there are a lot of musical instruments in this room. It's a large...
Oh, this must be Katerina's room. I loved her music.
It's a large ornate room with an arched ceiling. There's paintings lining the wall, along with smashed mirrors. In each corner of the room are instruments, a piano with a pile of sheet music placed on it, a violin on a stand, a harp, and a bloody flute on the floor next to a knocked-over music stand.
Are all the mirrors in here are smashed, correct?
These ones are smashed, yes.
Is there like one on the wall outside that is unsmashed?
Yes.
Can I try and remove it?
Okay. When you start taking the mirror, you do look into it, and you feel a chill up your spine as you notice this blue spectral figure seems to be watching you from behind you.
I immediately look behind me. Do I see it?
You do not see anything.
Great.
But then, like, you hear just like you feel like a chill of a breath talking directly to your face, and it says, "Get out."
Cool. Okay. I'm gonna continue to look to remove this thing from the wall.
All right. And as you pick up the mirror, and it seems like make a strength check.
Okie dokie. I used the wrong thing for strength last time. Cool.
Nice.
I'm good at removing things from walls.
It seems like a force tried to violently rip the mirror out of your hand and throw it, but you hold strong. And the force immediately subsides, and there's just a shaking around you and a groan.
So I'm seeing geist in the mirrors, my friends. So I'ma just look into this room through this mirror, if that's okay.
All right. Do you go into the music room with it?
I want to go into the music room.
Okay. What's the best way to describe how I want to do this?
Are you just like checking your shoulder to see?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm just like weirdly
Hermione
holding this right here the whole
style.
time, so I can see in front of me with it.
So you're floating.
Go backwards.
You're aiming your mirror and looking through the mirror. You, Jareth, see a creature behind you, and it's only through the mirror. You can't see it with your naked eye. It seems like it's glowing in the mirror for you, and it looks like
Oh,
Good.
that guy.
Wait,
looks like that.
Cool. Looks like
Can
a
we see
mirror
it?
mad phantasm.
only Jareth can see it.
I mean, Jareth's holding it up, and it seems like it's hovering at the near the staircase. And as they all of you look at it, it seems to notice that you're looking at it, and it immediately flies into the ground and disappears, and you just hear a groan.
Right. So it's the mirrors, guys. So I can see it in the mirror, and I'm just gonna be the designated mirror holder. I think is the goal here.
Okay.
And if someone would like to look, I guess we're going into the music room. I'll be our eyes for ghosts.
This looks like Katarina's room, so maybe it has a clue, or maybe it even has the tuning fork.
Cool. Let's go in here. I guess I take a peek into the room through the mirror.
There doesn't seem to be any geists in the room that you can see.
Cool. Ghost check solved.
All right,
Let's go in, I guess.
Go in.
So you go in, and there's paintings, there's smashed mirrors, there's instruments, a piano, a violin, a harp, and a bloody flute. And like the
I want to
handprint
look
kind
at
of
the
moves.
music on the piano and see what Katarina was practicing.
All right. So there's a pile of sheet music on the piano. They're mostly popular songs known to Innistrad natives. But are you making an investigation check?
Yes, I would like to. Nat 20.
What a...
So you're on a mission, you're looking for some sort of clue, and immediately, effortlessly, you recognize all the songs, but two stand out as songs that don't really make sense. Like, they're not something that you recognize amongst all these popular Innistrad songs. You recognize all of them, and then you see these two, and they really stand out. They don't sound like anything you've heard before. And Siglinda has also, one of the reasons she has been chosen for this mission is she is also very capable in music herself. She has a background in it, and she studied it quite a lot. So, she recognizes these two sheets as being very odd in general. And I'm going to show you what they look like. So they look like that. I'm putting them into your journal as well. They look like that and that.
Do they say play and read
Yes.
on them as well? Cool. Cool. I know nothing about music theory, so I'm going to set the mirror on the side and pick up the bloody flute.
Okay.
And have
It was bloody. Don't put your mouth on it.
And have Cheddar take a sniff.
Okay. So it sniffs and it growls a little bit. And it kind of like looks in the hallway and it looks back at you.
Okay. Okay, boy. Is whatever made this here? Do you understand English?
Let's do roll a d20. Let's see how smart Cheddar really is.
This isn't a nature. Okay, fine. I got you. One sec.
I think it starts.
All right.
I know what it starts at. Oh,
all
my
right,
goodness.
Cool.
Yeah, it's smart. It seems like it has a pretty robust vocabulary in terms of what commands it understands. So
how about this is the easier one? I have him sniff it.
Yeah.
And I go find.
And it moves out of the room to the hallway and it starts barking. Cool. And when you hear the barking, you feel the paintings to start to shake and just like the room shake, and it's like you hear just like a ghostly yell.
So I pick up the page that says read and I say aged cage.
You read the sheet, it says aged cage, and you hear a rusted cage swing open, like a door of a rusted cage swing open somewhere in the room.
Okay, so that did something. I'm gonna sit down at the piano and I'm going to play piano.
Okay. So you start
play the page that says play.
So when you start playing the piano, something odd happens. The room is very dark, but you notice that the violin on the piano starts to brighten with a golden glow, and as you start to play it, you start hearing this. And you're playing the tune on the piano, and then suddenly you notice the violin starts to animate a bit, and it starts to play. And as it plays, you feel a golden light just start emanating from the violin, getting brighter and brighter, and it fills the entire room with a bright golden light. And you notice also Cheddar is standing at the doorway, and he's looking up. And who he's looking up at is basically the mayor that you saw earlier, except now he looks more like when he was alive. He just has a spectral form, and he's just looking at you with like sorrow in his eyes.
I tell Cheddar to come back and calm down.
And he does.
I guess come, sit, calm would be the order for that one.
Do you keep playing?
And
yeah.
I
keep playing. It seems to be calming the spirits, so I'm going to continue playing while you guys talk to him. Okay. And this is what we're hearing is the music that I started playing.
Yes.
I say to the spirit, are you the mayor?
And it nods to you. And it says, find my daughter, keep her safe. And then his spectral form kind of fades away.
No way, we want to ask questions about your daughter.
And the darkness in the household subsides, and you see just like the regular light.
Okay. So we may have put the mayor's geist to rest with this. So we should find his daughter. We should go ask about his daughter and find out what we can figure out. What we can find out about her.
You said that the sound of a cage opened. Can we see a cage in here now?
Look around.
I do that.
So you notice there's a bunch of paintings. There's instruments and paintings. And there's different types of paintings on the wall.
Okay.
In one of them, if you're looking specifically for a rusty cage. You
Which I
see
am.
a painting on the wall that has a canary sitting in a rusted bird cage. And the cage is open, and you see beside the canary seems to be an open chest. And inside is some sort of tuning fork.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I call over the rest of the party and I go, what do we make of this?
So this is in the painting itself. We see
In the
this?
painting.
Okay.
So it's a painting of the tuning fork, not the tuning fork itself.
I reach out and touch the
But
painting.
let's look.
When you touch the painting, there's a little, like, a ripple effect on the surface. It seems like almost like a liquid that you could just, your hand just passes through.
Oh, we Mario 64 now.
I go ahead and continue reaching through.
You reach and you feel something solid in your grasp.
All right, I pull it out.
You pull out.
It's a dead canary.
God.
Oh my goodness! I wish I thought of that. No, you pull out a tuning fork, but there is something odd about this tuning fork. One of its tines. Yes, one of its tines is missing.
Did it look like one of them was missing in
Yes.
the painting? Ah. So let's look for the rest of in the rest of the paintings, and like put your hands through them, see if there's anything back there.
Okay, you move.
I just start punching paintings.
And you start making holes in the paintings. None of them seem to have that magical effect that painting did.
Oh, okay. Stop destroying them. Just touch and see if your
My hands hurt a lot now. This was not a
You
good
push
idea.
every single-
There's like one of a bunch of bombs that doesn't go through. One of a penguin with a small penguin child that doesn't go through.
No. But now that child doesn't have a penguin mom because you ripped a hole through it.
No! I didn't make it down the icy cliff fast enough.
All right, so I make sure that we keep the half tuning fork safe. Does it look like the tine was like broken off or like cut off, or that it's supposed to be able to come off? Like it has like a hinge or anything like that?
It seems like it was cut cleanly off. Like it was intentional, like it was whole before.
Okay.
Okay.
So we know that this is potentially what Katerina was studying, but it does look like someone took it apart. So we should probably keep this to ourselves for now, but we should go ask about
I think so.
the daughter, the mayor's daughter.
What if we just strike the half tuning fork?
Well,
Yeah.
all right.
You strike it.
So
Okay. Who's
yeah, just
we
kind
strike
of
it?
strike it against like the mantle.
It doesn't make any sound. Should make some sound. It doesn't really make any
Yeah,
sound.
like not even like a dull thunk or anything.
It makes a thump, but it doesn't like produce any real sound of its own.
The weird wobble
No.
sound that tuning forks
None
make.
of it.
Okay. So we're missing part of the tuning fork. I think we need to find that. I wonder if it's in the house here somewhere.
Not sure.
It's less scary in here, so we can look
Yeah,
around.
the light has
Can I-
returned
Yeah,
to the
we
house.
could investigate
Can
the
I
rest of the
can I
house.
sniff the tuning fork?
You?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does it have any distinctive smell that I can tell?
Are you playing Cheddar now?
No. I just want to know if it's worth it to have the dog smell a tuning fork.
It doesn't have any discerning smell. It's clearly made out of
Alright.
blessed silver. It's clearly made out of blessed silver. Like it looks like it was,
Yeah.
properly
Okay.
We should
rebuilt
definitely
somehow.
keep this to ourselves and not let the townsfolk know. Just not only because it's something that we're looking for the church, but also B, because they've talked about how they're very low on blessed silver, and we wouldn't want to give anyone the false hope that they could use this for weapons and such.
True.
Yeah.
I pat Cheddar on the head and give him a good boy.
And barks. And
Okay.
wags his tail.
Yeah.
All right, so I put the half tuning fork in my bag, and I guess we're just gonna kind of search the rest of this room, or do we just want to search the house?
I'd like to
Search the
eventually search the whole house. I don't know if you need us to go room by room or not.
We should search the two
Okay.
rooms we passed.
So you're leaving this room alone?
I would like to
Well, we
continue
wanna
searching
search
the rest
this
of
room,
this room.
too.
Yeah, since we found
Yeah.
this here already, there may be more. So
Well, yeah, there's a piano. There's the violin that emanated holy light. There's the flute, the bloody flute. There's the paintings that you all shattered. And there doesn't seem to be anything else of note. Just,
I pick up the violin. Does it seem out of the ordinary?
it seems like it was made out of exquisite materials. And I mean, it is a little bit out of the ordinary that it emanated holy light.
Yeah,
That's not
Yeah,
normal.
I would like to take that with me.
yeah. I think that's more of a Siggy kind of situation, since A, she is the musician, and B, radiating holy light is kind of in her wheelhouse.
Yes, I like to radiate holy light.
Agreed.
So,
Maybe I have a new holy symbol that I can also... So I'm now half bard, half cleric.
Multi-class. So you've already seen the violin at work, and I'm going to just skip the whole you figure out its properties on a short rest, because I don't really like that mechanic too much. So I'm just going to show you what it is. Boom. And it should be in your journal now.
yeah.
This violin is exquisitely crafted in perfect condition. The edges are thinly lined with blessed silver. While holding the violin, you can use your action to play it and cast the daylight spell with it. To maintain concentration on the spell, you must additionally make a DC 10 charisma performance check each round. The violin can't be used this way again until next dawn. Yes! I have this awesome magical violin. I'm so excited. Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, that's basically it for the music room
Okay.
that you can see.
Okay.
Cool.
So let's go over to the next. There were two other rooms, right?
There's 2 bedrooms up here, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess I'll search around bedroom number 1.
Okay.
The first one from the stairs.
Don't split the party in a haunted house. We're gonna all go search bedroom.
It's not
number
haunted
one.
anymore.
I think
Light has
Yeah,
returned.
the light's returned, right?
Yeah,
The lights
the-
return.
through the windows you see light entering. All right, so the first bedroom is looks like a well-off person's room. The person had a bed, a study desk. Yeah.
Cool.
Do you
I'm
investigate?
just gonna look around to see if there's any sort
Search
of...
around the room.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So you see underneath his bed is a sturdy wooden chest.
I take the chest out and open it.
Okay. It is unlocked, and you notice inside is what amounts to 45 gold pieces.
Hey guys,
And-
there's 20 gold pieces in here.
That's cool. You can just keep it.
There's also a silk pouch.
No, we should use it for our mission.
Obviously.
Or donate it to the church.
So there's that amount of gold pieces.
Okay.
There's a silk pouch containing 5 tiger eyes worth 10 gold pieces each. So it's 50 gold pieces worth of gems, and 2 moonstones, which are very rare and popular, 50 gold pieces each.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
5 tiger's eyes,
Yeah, and 2 moonstones.
2 moonstones.
And then amongst if you check out his closet, there's a lot of variety of clothing. The closest to the doorway is his priestly cloth of gold vestments with Avacyn's collar embroidered on the front and back.
Okay. Do they seem to have any special properties?
They look like standard ceremonial clothing that just looks really wealthy.
Okay.
Like it's for you bust it out when you wanna impress and do some prayer leads and such.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't think I want to take this because it might need to belong to Katerina later.
Oh,
So.
nice.
All right.
We should
Yeah,
probably,
I guess that sounds good.
I think we should.
But no tuning fork
Yeah,
pieces.
that's what I was looking for too. I think
So-
we should.
I'm guessing it's not going to be here.
Second room, I guess.
Yeah,
Second room, I guess.
we should probably make sure we give these 20 gold pieces and these tiger's eyes to the church.
We definitely should do that, or at least to the town,
Yeah,
so
the
they can
pri-
purchase some more
second room,
supplies.
The priestess should hopefully know what to do in the mayor's absence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's been acting in his absence, so I think we'll definitely bring it to
All
her.
right, so yeah, second room.
Second room, you notice more mundane clothing in the closet. It's a lot of Cathar equipment too, like your standard issued leathers. They have been battle worn. You find
Made to fit a woman?
yeah. You also find studded leather, basically just Cathar studded leathers. Not much else of note in the closet. There's nothing hidden underneath the bed, but you do notice on her desk is a unsealed letter that's tucked into a book.
I would like to read that.
Okay. Well, this one is not encrypted or anything. It seems
good.
like it was a letter written a few months back by Katerina, and it's addressed to her uncle, Hans Reinhardt. And in it, Katerina is basically begging her uncle to come to Shadowgrange, and she needs his expertise of silver and the moon to unlock a puzzle of great importance.
Okay. Cool.
So that gives us a clue. We need someone who knows about silver and the
Mm-hmm.
moon
And it's addressed.
to figure this out.
The letter itself was addressed to, gosh, 1 second.
Reinhardt guy.
No, but he's from
Hans
he's
Reinhardt.
from Kessig, and
Oh.
Jareth recognizes the name of it, the city.
Yeah. That's good old Hans.
It's Avabruck.
Oh, Albert.
Yes, and Jareth knows that city is no longer stands. It used to be the capital of Kessig, and there recently was a horrible incident with werewolves and a massive explosion, and the ruins of it is now called Hollowhenge.
Yeah, that place doesn't exist anymore, guys. If Hans was staying there, I really hope he ran for cover, because it's not looking good. It's called Hollowhenge now, and it is certainly hollow. Yeah, we don't go there very often. I take out the studded leathers,
To go there.
and I kind of size up Tristan with them. I'm like, these look like they fit you.
They might be slightly better than what I've got. Yeah, I kind of pull the hole through my leather armor where I was, stabbed.
Yeah, these might be a bit better. I don't think they'd fit me, but maybe someone with a
Possibly.
slight frame like yours.
They fit fine. They're unisex, and they're studded leathers, but they're just stylized in the Cathar uniforms. They look like Cathar leathers.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, good. Now I can sneak about to the church.
Pretty much, you're in the
That's
uniform.
Like less of an outcast.
I don't say that out loud.
I assume not.
And yeah,
But
Siggy just still doesn't like it, but isn't going to say anything.
That seems all that you can find in Katarina's room with a thorough check, and your highest being like 16.
Okay. All right. So
All right.
we should probably
So
head over to the church, or the chapel rather, and
Go bother Priestess Flora again.
Okay, so you exit the mayor's house.
yeah, I picked
Yes.
Cheddar up over the glass again.
We've looked at everything in the mayor's house, right? We're not missing something.
Yeah,
Because we intended to look at
yeah.
everything.
There was the ground floor that you saw when it was haunted, but
Okay.
so that's basically all of note. There was like a kitchen, but nothing. A quick sweep finds nothing of note.
Oh, actually, when we head back down, I'm just going to take a quick look at the body again. I'm guessing it looks like the mayor.
Yes,
That we saw?
It looks exactly
All right,
like
cool.
the rotted version.
Just wanted to confirm. Yeah.
And
all
his shirt is still unbuttoned, a little bit revealing the armor that he was wearing.
right. Oh, yeah. Can I look at that armor now that it's not really creepy?
Yeah, make a. No, you probably recognize it. It's like top of the line armor material. It's called mithril.
Oh,
wow.
Oh.
I'ma borrow that.
All right, and again, like you do recognize it for what it is, so I'm going to show it to you.
Mithril chainmail is light, flexible metal that can be worn under normal clothes. Doesn't impose a disadvantage on dex checks. Sweet.
right,
AC 16.
right here could
Awesome.
could use that.
Dex check is Rogue Man.
Also, the whole only having a 13 AC currently.
What is
The studded leather would turn it into a 14 because it's a 12
Okay.
plus dex. Whereas,
it's 12 plus dex?
yeah, studded leather is 12. Regular leather's 11 plus dex. Studded leather is 12 plus dex, and then this looks like
Okay.
oh, this is heavy armor, so never mind. I thought it was light because it was mithril, but yeah, I can't use that.
Yeah.
Alright, but if you use it, it goes back to Katarina when we find
Of
her
course.
alive. This does not belong to you.
But it doesn't impose disadvantage on dex checks. Or have a strength requirement.
Yeah.
So does that
Oh,
mean we
that's-
can wear
that's true,
it?
I don't.
But then what kind of... I mean, I'm also not proficient in heavy armor, so does that mean...
Yeah,
How does this gonna...
Does it
War.
make mine better than 18?
it looks like no. It looks like it just makes it 16.
More than
It's
change?
the same.
Okay.
We'll figure it out a different time.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That's
For the next
fair.
session.
Yeah,
we
in the
will
meantime, we
strip
are
the dead
totally
body.
bringing this
Yeah,
with us.
it's in your
100%.
journal in the items section.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Yes.
At the very
Yes.
least. I'm gonna put it in my
We
bio.
don't want anyone to come loot this now that it's not haunted.
Yes, we wouldn't want anyone else to come loot this.
Preemptive looting. Very good.
Do we want to bring the mayor's remains to the chapel for it to be properly... For him to be properly buried? He deserves... He was
Yes.
the mayor. He deserves a proper funeral.
Absolutely.
Right. So...
I'm gonna go help Flora with the mayor's funeral rites this afternoon.
Just loot the body and bring it with us.
Oh yeah, we don't have to lug his body.
I was gonna say, yeah. I didn't really know how to do that
We're just
appropriately.
keeping it safe for Kevin.
Yeah.
Be really awkward.
All right.
All right, cool. Let's head over to the chapel as a group.
Yes.
Let's do that.
It's not haunted anymore. We saved it.
We're the best at saving things.
So you leave the mayor's house. There is one or two people who are just curious and watching you, and they kind of cheer as you exit. They see that the blackened widows are now revealing a little bit of the inside, and it no longer has that spookiness that it previously had. So there are a couple of people who are cheering at you, but most people,
We're the heroes.
yeah, there's two. It's Lars and Sven from the beginning, the guards who are at the
Guards.
entrance. Yeah,
Oh.
they're cheering for you.
Yeah.
But then they get called. You see that there's a lot of villagers who are moving towards the entrance of Shadowgrange. They're not like
they're
running,
leaving?
but they're like moving there. There's gossip. Apparently, a lot of people just showed up, refugees.
Oh.
Oh.
Do you want a chapel or speak with refugees?
Do we think that Flora will be talking to the refugees?
It could be.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. That would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's reconnoiter at the refugees.
Okay. You follow the trail of people. Seems like a lot of the villagers are curious about what's happening, and there's a mass of people just standing at the entrance. A lot of these refugees have arrived, and they look very shaken. They look dirty. They look like they've been traveling and they've been having a rough time of it. Like they traveled day and night getting here, and they're not the best at the moment. You notice it's about like 30 or 40 of them have arrived.
Wow.
And
oh, geez.
And from the gossip, you hear that they were from a village just north of here, and that they had to flee.
What happened? Friends?
Oops, 1 second. I was looking at the wrong thing. Here we go. Okay, so yeah, sorry. They're refugees. They hail from Mordov. It's a settlement 1 day north of Shadowgrange. And from, if you start talking to some of the people, you could like do a gather information check.
Yes.
Investigation again?
Would like to make a gather.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, all right, she got it.
Crushed it.
I've convinced them to talk to me because I am from the
You find an older lady who, you know, you console. She's very spooked, and she saw everything that happened, so she gives you a rundown. There's about 40 of these refugees that managed to escape Mordov, which is about one day's travel north of Shadowgrange by the Farbog, and some sort of attack happened. There was a fog that rolled in from the Farbog north of Mordov, and that happens from time to time. It wasn't that unusual to happen, but during the fog, they noticed that there was creatures of the night attacking, and this woman recognized them as the living dead. They're zombies. And a mass of these zombies, hundreds even, overwhelmed, flooded into the town, caught everybody unaware. There were no walls or defenses really for Mordov. It's just a small village. They were overwhelmed in the night, and it was horrible. They got massacred, and these are the only ones who managed to flee. They got the horses. They got whatever horses they could manage, and they managed to flee. They've been riding ever since to Shadowgrange.
About how many percent, or what percent of people survived?
Maybe like a quarter. Yeah. These are the only ones that managed, that they know, that kind of banded together and got to Shadowgrange. So there might be more somewhere else, but she's not really sure. It was very chaotic. The zombies attacked hundreds of them, along with skeletons, and just overwhelmed the village, and she just spent her time just trying to get out.
Of course.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Come inside. I'll see what I can do to have you guys all taken care of.
Okay. She thanks you, but she looks at you. She like grabs you, and she locks eyes with you, and she says, "They were moving south. We saw them when we were traveling. They're going to be coming here. I'm sure of it." And on that note, we're going to end the session here. You all leveled up. You all cleared the alchemy shop. You cleared the mayor's house. You found the tuning fork. You got the hauntedness out. And now, yes, you have a new challenge up ahead. And we're going to figure out what happens next time. So until then, see ya. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up with the latest and greatest, click on the subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to check out similar videos, click on the links here and here.